Hey there. In the previous session, we have learned how we can use the detect changes in the time series. In this session, we will learn how we can detect the anomaly and the spike in the time series data. We have already seen how we can detect the anomaly from the time series data using trainer in the session 39. In this session, we will perform the same operation without using the trainer. I have created a folder for session 61 and copy the input model and the result model from the previous session. And also updated the print helper to display the result of the anomaly as well as the spike related result. Let's create a method for the detect anomaly. Create a list of the input model. I'm going to add the 30 records with the same value, that is 10, and insert the different value in the middle of the list, that is anomaly as per the data. Load this list in the data view. Create a pipeline. Call the detect anomaly by srcnn of the transform catalog. Here SR stands for spectral residual. Specify the output and input column names. Set the 0.35 for the threshold. Using the threshold value, we can specify the value between the 0 to 1. If the score is above specified value, then it will be considered as an anomaly. Let's pass the 60 for the window size and 8 for the judgmental window size. Create a model and the time series engine. Here in the print anomaly result, obtain the engine, index, and value of the parameter. Here we will predict the value that pass in the input variable and print the all prediction value. Call this method. Pass the engine, and for index we need to pass the 0 to 30 values. So I am using the range method of the enumerable, and we want to predict for the 10. Save the file and run the project. Here we got the prediction for the 30 index. Here is a score. We start with the 0 and incrementing. As we have specified the 0.35 as a threshold, score for all of the indexes below 0.35, so we does not get the 1 in the alert. Let's call this method again and predict value for the single record with the value 100. Save the file and run it. This time we get the 1 in the alert, as the score is 0.56, which is greater than the 0.35. Anomaly will detect the record that fall in the outside, but using the spike we can determine the point where the major changes happen. It commonly used in the stock market. Let's create a detect spike. Let me paste the data for this example. Here I have used the loop to add a value 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the pipeline, add the estimator using the detect spike by SSA. Specify the output and input column names. Confidence will be 95. P-value history line specify the size of the sliding window. Here we will adding the data for pair of the 5 records, so it will be 5. Training window size specify the number of sequence in your training. For this example, it will be a 4 into 5. Seasonality window specify the upper bound for this series, that is a 5. Create a model and time series engine. I have already created a print spike result method. Here it will get the engine and list of data, loop through the each value and predict the result for that, and print the prediction value. Call this method and pass the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 400, 420, 430, 450, and 1. Here you can see that values were spike on 400 and this one. Save the file and run the program. Here the result come as expected. 401 have the 1 in the alert. Let's see what we have learned in this session. Using the detect anomaly by SRCNN, we can identify the anomaly in the data. We need to specify the threshold. Based on that, it will determine whether a given record has anomaly or not. And also specify the size of the window and judgment window. We can also determine the spike in the data using the detect spike by SSA method. Here we need to give the value for the training window size, seasonality window size, and p-value history length. See you in the next session.